war games. I'm just going to do a quick one now, and I'm going to talk to you about a Games Workshop game. Shock horror, it's not Mantic this time. I'm going to talk to you about Age of Sigmar. Now, there's a lot of hoo-ha about what Age of Sigmar is and what it could be or what it would be. Lots of rumours flying about. You can go to gamesworkshop.com and download the rules for free. 4 pages. The rules of the game are 4 pages. And yes, I know there was a lot of people that were saying, oh, you know, they've oversimplified it, they're dumbing it down. What they're doing, I think, is actually just appealing to their existing fan base. About 80% of their existing fan base are Warhammer 40,000 players. And to be honest with you, the existing version of Warhammer 40,000 is actually quite complicated anyway. But this Age of Sigmar thing is, I have to say, and I'm going to shock a load of people here, I actually quite like it. I am actually really quite intrigued. I haven't played Warhammer for about 5 or 6 years, but this might actually be the thing that's going to get me back into it again. I like the way that they've taken the shift in the world, and you've got the existing rule, you've got the rule set, and then every unit that they're going to release for it has a war scroll. It's kind of like war scroll is kind of like a data slate for 40k. And the newer releases of 40k, they have the rules for them in the box. This is kind of essentially what they're doing with the Age of Sigmar units. But they've also released war scrolls for the existing 8th edition Warhammer armies. And I was quite interested to see how these would pan out. And I took a look at the Skaven army, because, you know, I love the Ratmen. Who doesn't? And I like the way that they're incorporated. There's in Age of Sigmar, there's a very, very, very simple stat line. You've got, each unit has 4 stats. You've got move, you've got armor, you've got bravery, and there's something else I can't quite remember. But then you have a profile for the weapon that you use. It's not necessarily down to the unit, it's down to the weapon. So, for example, if a human army, like an empire, halberdier, was trying to hit with a halberd, he may hit with a 4+. If he was trying to hit with a double-handed sword, he might hit on a 3+, on a 5+. It's all down now to the weapon that you're attacking with. And each weapon that a unit might have has a different profile. So I was looking at a Demons of Chaos army list earlier on, and I was looking predominantly at the Keep the Secrets. Keep the Secrets has claws and a sword. The claws have a better hitting profile than the sword does, but the sword does more damage. You know, and the weapons profile, again, are really, really simple. It's like 5 stats. You've got a range of it, which most weapons are combat orientated, so they're about like 1 or 2 inches or something. You have a to hit, you have its wound, you have how much damage it does, and you have its rending value. Rending value is a modifier to the opposing unit's armor. So, for example, going back to my Skaven, the Storm Vermin have rusted halberds, I think they're called, which fits into the Skaven aesthetic. And I think they've got a rending of -1, which means that if you any successful hit and wound, that damage as a -1 off of the opposing unit's armor, which is quite a simple mechanic. And I like this whole kind of thing, because there's been Games Workshop have been overcomplicating stuff for way too long, and I like the idea that they're actually just coming up with a simple game. You can the rules are 4 pages long. You can look at them and go, yeah, I can play it, and then they're not alienating previous players because they've released rules for their armies. And you can still use these Age of Sigmar rules with your existing armies and still do the mass battle system. Might be a little bit clunky, but you can still do it, and I reckon it would be really, really quite interesting. So I for one, I myself am actually quite interested to see how this pans out. I'd like to see what they do with it. I'd like to see how it goes, and as I said, it may actually get me interested in Warhammer again, so I may have to get some more Skaven. But we'll see how it goes, and we'll see what happens. Until then, though, I'm going to sign off. I'm going to say toodaloo, and don't do anything I wouldn't. See you later. Bye.